Faust, Part 1. In the previous recording, we saw Faust and Wagner outside of the city gates, and they were conversing with a large group of locals who are out and about, and they're celebrating the sunshine returning after a long winter. The story takes place immediately before April, and spring is in full effect. Before entering the city, Faust and Wagner sit upon a large hill and rest. While there, they encounter a large black poodle. Faust observes that the poodle is acting strangely, but his fears are assuaged by Wagner, who assures him that it's fine. Faust implores the poodle to follow him through the city gates. We now see Faust in his study with the poodle. Faust. The fields and meadows I have fled, as night enshrouds them and the lakes, with apprehensive holy dread, the better soul in us awakes. Wild passions have succumbed to sleep, all vehement exertions bow. The love of man stirs in us deep, the love of God is stirring now. Be quiet, poodle, stop running around. Why do you snuffle at the sill like that? Lie down behind the stove, not on the ground. Take my best cushion for a mat. As you amused us on our way, with running and jumping and did your best, let me look after you and say, be quiet, please, and be my guest. When in our narrow den, the friendly lamp glows on the shelf, then light pervades our breast again, and fills the heart that knows itself. Reason again begins to speak. Hope blooms again with ancient force. One longs for life and one would seek its rivers and, alas, its source. Stop snarling, poodle, for the sacred strain to which my soul is now submitting. Beastly sounds are hardly fitting. We are accustomed to see men disdain what they don't grasp. When it gives trouble, they profane, even the beautiful and the good. Do dogs too snarl at what's not understood? Even now, however, though I tried my best, contentment flows no longer through my breast. Why does the river rest so soon and dry up and leave us to languish in the sand? How well I know frustration. This want, however, we can overwhelm. We turn to the supernatural realm. We long for the light of revelation, which is nowhere near magnificent than in our New Testament. I would for once like to determine, because I am sincerely perplexed, how the sacred original text could be translated into my beloved German. Faust then opens a tomb and begins. It says, in the beginning was the Word. Already I am stopped. It seems absurd. The Word does not deserve the highest praise. I must translate it otherwise. If I am well inspired and not blind, it says, in the beginning was the mind. Ponder that first line, wait and see, lest you should write too hastily. Is mind the all-creating source? It ought to say, in the beginning there was force. Yet something warns me as I grasp the pen that my translation must be changed again. The Spirit helps me, now it is exact. I write, in the beginning was the act. If I am to share my room with you, poodle, stop moaning so, and stop your bellow. For such a noisy, whiny fellow, I do not like to have around. One of us, black hound, will have to give ground. With reluctance, I change my mind. The door is open, you are not confined. But what must I see? Can that happen naturally? Is it a shadow? Am I open-eyed? How grows my poodle long and wide? He rises up like rising fog. This is no longer the shape of a dog. Oh, what a specter I brought home, a hippopotamus of foam. With fiery eyes, how his teeth shine. You are as good as mine. For such a semi-hellish bro, the king of Solomon will do. You now hear spirits in the corridor. One has been caught inside. Do not follow him. Abide. As a fox in a snare. Hell's old lynx is caught in there. But give heed. Float up high, float down low, to and fro. And he tries and he is freed. Can you avail him? Then do not fail him. For you must not forget, we are in his debt. Faust. Countering the beast, I might well first use the fourfold spell. Salamander underbroil, Undine shall grieve, Sylphe shall leave, Kobold shall toil. Whoever ignores the elements' cores, their energy and quality cannot command in the spirit's land. Disappear, flashing salamander, flow together, splashing Undine, glow in meteoric beauty, Sylphe, do your domestic duty, incubus, incubus, step forward and finish this. None of the four. is this beast core. It lies quite calmly there in beams. I have not heard it yet, it seems. Now listen well to a stronger spell. If you should be hell's progeny, then see this symbol before which tremble the cohorts of hell. Already it bristles and starts to swell. Spirit of shame, can you read the name of the uncreated, defying expression, with whom the heavens are sated, who was pierced in transgression? Behind the stove it swells, as an elephant under my spells. It fills the room and quakes. It would turn into mist and fleet. Stop now, before the ceiling breaks. Lie down at your master's feet. You see, I do not threaten in vain. With holy flames I cause you pain. Do not require the threefold glowing fire. Do not require my art is in its full measure. We now see Mephisto, stepping forward from behind the stove. He's dressed as a traveling scholar, and a mist clears away as he steps in. Why all the noise? Good sir, what is your pleasure? Faust. Then this was our poodle's core. Simply a traveling scholar? The Cassus makes me laugh. Mephisto. Profound respects to you and your lore. You made me sweat with all your chaff. Faust. What is your name? Mephisto. This question seems minute. For one who thinks the world so beggarly, who holds what seems in disrepute and craves only reality. Faust. Your real being, no less than your fame, is often shown, sirs, by your name, which is not hard to analyze when one calls you the liar, destroyer, god of flies. Enough. Who are you then? Mephisto. Part of the force which would do evil more and yet creates the good. Faust. What is it that this puzzle indicates? Mephisto. I am the spirit that negates, and rightfully so, for all it seems to be, deserves to perish wretchedly. 'Twere better nothing would begin, thus everything that your terms, sin, destruction, evil represent, that is my proper element. Faust. You call yourself a part, yet whole makes your debut? Mephisto. The modest truth I speak to you. While man, this tiny world of fools, is droll enough to think himself a whole, I am part of the part that once was everything, part of the darkness which gave birth to light, that haughty light which envies Mother Night. Her ancient rank and place and would be king, yet it does not succeed. However it contend, it sticks to bodies in the end. It streams from bodies, it lends bodies beauty. A body won't let it progress. So it will not take long, I guess, and with the bodies it will perish too. Faust. I understand your noble duty. To speak for great destruction, you attempt it on a minor scale. Mephisto. And I admit it is of slight avail. What stands opposed to our not, the sum your wretched world for aught that I have so far undertaken. It stands unruffled and unshaken, with billows, fires, storms, commotion. Calm, after all, remain both land and ocean. And that accursed lot, the brood of beast and men, one cannot hurt them anyhow. How many have I buried now? Yet always fresh new blood will circulate again. Thus it goes on. I could rage in despair from water, earth, and even air. 1,000 seeds have ever grown, in warmth and cold, in drought and mire. If I had not reserved myself the fire, I should have nothing of my own. Faust. And thus I see you would resist the ever live creative power by clenching your cold devil's fist. Resentfully in vain you glower. Try something new and unrelated. Oh, you peculiar son of chaos. Mephisto. Perchance your reasoning might sway us. The next few times we may debate it, but for the present may I go? Faust. I cannot see what you inquire. Now that we met, you ought to know that you may call as you desire. Here is the window, here is the door, a chimney there, if that's preferred. Mephisto. I cannot leave you that way, I deplore. By a small obstacle I am deterred. The witch's foot on your threshold, see? Faust. The pentagram distresses you? Then, son of hell, explain to me, how could you enter here without to do? And how much was the spirit cheated? Mephisto. Behold it well. It is not quite completed. One angle, that which points outside, is open. just a little bit. Faust. That was indeed a lucky hit. I caught you and you must abide. How wonderful and yet how queer. Mephisto. The poodle never noticed when he first jumped in here, but now it is a different case. The devil cannot leave this place. Faust. The window's there. Are you in awe? Mephisto. The devils and the demons have a law. Where they slipped in, they always must withdraw. The first time we are free, the second time constrain. Faust. For hell, too, laws have been ordained. Superb! Then one must surely make a pact, and one of you might enter my employ. Mephisto. What would we promise you? You would enjoy, and none of it we would subtract. But that would we should not hurry so, and we shall talk about it soon. For now I ask the single boon that you may permit me now to go. Faust. For just a moment stay with me, and let me have some happy news. Mephisto. Not now. I'll come back presently. Then you may ask me what you choose. Faust. You were not caught by my device when you were snared like this tonight. Who holds the devil, hold him tight. He can't expect to catch him twice. Mephisto. If you prefer it, I shall stay with you, and I shall not depart, upon condition that I may amuse you with some samples of my art. Faust. Go right ahead, you are quite free, provided it is nice to see. Mephisto. Right in this hour you will obtain more for your senses than you gain in a whole year's monotony. What tender spirits now will sing, the lovely pictures that they bring, are not mere magic for the eye. They will delight your sense of smell, be pleasing to your taste as well, excite your touch and give you joy. No preparation needs my art. We are together. Let us start. Spirits. Vanish, you darkling, arches above him, friendly or beaming. Sky should be gleaming down upon us. Ah, that darkling clouds have departed. Stars now are sparkling, more tender-hearted. Sun shine on us. Spirits aerial, faith and ethereal, wavering and bending, sail by like swallows, yearning unending. Seize them as follows. Garments are flowing, ribbons are bowing, covering the glowing, land in the bower, where in the hedges, thinking and dreaming, lovers make pledges, bower on bower. Tendrils are streaming, heavy grapes shower, their sweet excesses into the presses. In streams are flowing, wines that are glowing, foam, effervescent, though iridescent. Great gems they are storming, down from the mountains. Lakes they are forming, beautiful fountains, where hills are ending, birds are descending. Drink and fly onward, fly ever sunward. Fly from the highlands toward the ocean, where brilliant islands sway in soft motion. Jubilant choirs soothe all desires, and are entrancing those who are dancing, like whirling satires. But the throng scatters. Some now are scaling over the mountains. Others are sailing toward the fountains. Others are soaring, all life adoring. All crave the far off, love spending star of rapturous bliss. Mephisto. He sleeps. I thank you, airy, tender throng. You made him slumber with your song. A splendid concert, I appreciate this. You are not yet the man to hold the devil fast. Go, dazzle him with dream shapes sweet and vast. Plunge him into an ocean of untruth. But now, to speak the threshold spell at last, I have to get a rat's sharp tooth. I have no conjuring today. One's rustling over there and will come right away. The lord of rats, the lord of mice, of flies and frogs, bedbugs and lice, bids you to dare now to appear, to gnaw upon this threshold here, where he is dabbling it with oil. Oh, there you come, begin your toil. The point that stopped me like a magic hedge is way up front, right on the edge. Just one more bite and that will do. Now, Faustus, sleep and dream, till I come back to you. Faust is awakening. Betrayed again? Fooled by a scheme? Should spirits well so suddenly decay that I behold the devil in a dream, and that a poodle jumps away?